Good morning. It is at time of recording Wednesday the 26th of March 2025. It is coming up to 11 a.m, a little bit later than I normally record. You'll see why later on. I wanted to finish something off basically, and it took a little bit longer than I expected it to, as is so often the case. I have new subscribers. Hello and welcome. So lovely to have you here. I suspect that this is a result of me going to the East Anglia Yarn Festival. I'm assuming you are either people that I met while I was there, or you found me because other podcasters have mentioned me in their videos, which is so cool. If you, actually, I was going to say if you're new, whether you're new or not, pop a little comment on this video and let me know who you are and how you found me. Yeah, it'd be lovely to get chatting. So, yeah, just thank you for being here. The numbers have been going up ever since I went to the festival, and it's just makes my day every time. And my little boy Ned as well, he's obsessed with how many subscribers I have, and every morning he's saying, "Mummy, there's another one." So that's been very cool. As there are so many new people, I suppose I ought to do a proper introduction. My name is Jenny, and I live in Harrogate in the UK, North Yorkshire. I live with my husband and my son and our cat, who may make an appearance at some point. She often comes to investigate when I'm chattering away. This is my podcast. I talk about the things I make, the things I want to make, occasionally things I've finished. There's not a lot of that this time, I don't think, and just anything else that takes my fancy, really. I mainly crochet. I also spin my own yarn. That's a relatively new development, but it's becoming more and more of an obsession, quite honestly, at the moment. And I have fun with it, basically. I do have a business selling things that's kind of under review at the moment. My shop is still open. Links will be in the description. Everywhere that you can find me will be down there underneath the video. Yes, exactly what I'm going to be selling is probably going to change over the next couple of months. Nothing immediately, because I need to have a proper think. I want to do a proper review of the business and figure out where I want things to go. So it's going to take a little while, but change is on the horizon, and I'm very excited. Talking of the description box, there will be notes in there. There'll be links to my Ravelry project pages for any projects that I talk about, links, Instagram handles, YouTube handles, etc. for anybody that I mention. Anything else that I think you need to know. If you think I've missed something, just drop a comment on here and I'll get back to you. And if it is something that needs to be in the description, I'll pop it in. What else do I need to say or want to say or anything else? I'm incredibly scatterbrained. Regulars will know already. Yeah, I lose my train of thought frequently while talking. So, timestamps as well. They will be in the description. So there are essentially chapters which I sort out myself and automatically generated. I do it all myself. So if there is a section that you want to skip or you want to rewatch or whatever, you'll be able to find the relevant timestamps in the description. They should also appear on the progress bar for the video as well if you hover over that, but it will depend how you're watching. I have no idea how this works if you're on TV. I know it works on my laptop, which I'm recording on, and on my phone and on my tablet, but I've never tried it on the TV, so let me know if you're a YouTube TV watcher how that works. This is probably going to be a 2-part episode because I've got quite a bit to talk about today. I haven't 100% decided though, so we shall see. If it is, then this video will have part 1 in the title, so you will know already. And part 2 will be released at the same time, so you won't have to wait around. You can go, if you want to, straight from part 1 to part 2. And I don't know when I'll split it. I'll just see how long I end up talking for and make a decision at some point. Anything else that I wanted to say? Yes, there is. I'm not going to talk too much about the East Anglia Yarn Festival today because I am going to be uploading a separate video about it. I meant to get this edited and up for you already, and I haven't done it. I've been distracted and doing other things. I'm hoping still to get it edited and published before this goes out on Friday, but I might not. So watch this space, I guess. As I'm sure you will already know, if you watch YouTube even remotely frequently, the best way to make sure you don't miss anything is to subscribe to my channel and then use the little bell icon this side as you're watching, I think down here somewhere. My chair is really creaky, sorry, and you can choose to receive notifications whenever I upload anything, so you will not miss a single video unless you want to. And the last bit of kind of business that I wanted to talk about now is I do have a newsletter now. It's a monthly newsletter. Again, I'll make sure the link's in the description for you. Basically, I just do a little rundown of the month, what I've been working on, what my plans are, anything else important. At the end of the month, usually on the last day, but it depends how things fall. If you sign up, you will receive a £5 voucher, discount code, coupon, whatever you want to call it, to spend in my shop. That is, I don't think there's any time limit. I think I've left that open. You can only use it once, I think. I think I have managed to set that. So you can't take the mick and constantly use it. Sorry, my chair's really loud. But yeah, you'll get £5 off and you can use that on anything at all in my shop. So that's that. I think that's the intro pretty much done. Although I am just going to mention I sprained my ankle on Friday evening last week. I had a very, very lovely night out with my good friend Gemma, who is the owner of Yorkshire Indie. Fabulous business. She is amazing. She helps small businesses get their life sorted, basically. Yeah, helps people make their businesses run smoothly, and she's so good at what she does. I met her through her workshops, monthly workshops that she runs, and we've become friends as a result, and she's just the best person. But yeah, we went out drinking on Friday. I drank far too much gin. I'm gonna blame the bartender. I didn't have to drink it, I know, but yes, there was no reluctance to serve me, let's put it that way. I think every single drink was a double. I completely lost count of how many I had. I'm not proud of my behaviour. It's kind of funny looking back on it, but yeah, it could have gone horribly wrong. Drink responsibly, people, come on. It had a lot of gin. Really lovely night. But yes, between leaving the bar and getting in the taxi to come home, I don't actually remember how it happened. I'm assuming I tripped or something, and I quite badly sprained my left ankle. Saturday I couldn't really walk, to be honest. I went to the hospital on Monday morning just to get it checked. It's definitely a sprain or fracture, so that is good news, and it is recovering. I'm being sensible and resting it as much as possible, applying ice a couple of times a day, using one of those topical pain relief gel things before bed, that kind of thing, and it is getting better. But yes, just for anyone who saw that news on Instagram, thank you very much for the sympathy. I do not deserve it. It's entirely my own fault. Yeah, I'm doing fine, and it is getting better. Thank you. Right, I suppose I probably ought to move on and talk about what are the things you hear for me to talk about, really, to listen to. Apologies, by the way, if the sound quality isn't great. I know there are issues sometimes, like if I touch my desk or move things, whatever, it can create a bit of kind of background reverb, which isn't very nice for you. I am working on getting a separate mic set up, but it seems to be... I don't want a big one, I just want like a little clippy one that I can wear. And I have got one, but getting it to work well doesn't seem to be easy. So it's something I'm working on. Hopefully in the meantime it's not too bad. I'm really sorry if it is. Right, I'm going to take this jumper off because I'm getting a little bit warm, and I shall be back with you in a moment. I just said a whole load of stuff and then realised I hadn't resumed the video. So I can't remember what I said now. The cat is here. She doesn't like to show her face, but she will wander about on my desk and show her tail. She's silly. What was I saying? Oh, I was apologising for talking really fast. I'm in a good mood today, so it's all speedy in my brain. Feel free to slow me down using the playback options. I won't even know, but even if I did, I will not be offended. And I think the other thing I said was that, as well as there being links to project pages in the description, I will also put some notes up on the screen for you, just because it means that I don't have to say everything. Saves a bit of time and stops me going mental more than I already am. So, last time I spoke to you, I was working on a new pair of socks. I have finished them. Here's my finished project for today. You go in. She's going. I don't know where I've put them. I have worn them once, and I took some photos and a little video as well, I think, which I will put up somewhere for you. They're gorgeous. I love them. They fit really, really well. Using the Quokka Socks pattern by Susan Sands on Ravelry. It's a free pattern, I believe, and oh, they've just worked up so nicely. It's a pattern written that you can use for almost any yarn and make almost any size, because she's basically worked out a formula for how to make them fit. You take your certain foot measurements, plug the numbers into the formula. Essentially, it's easy, don't worry. I know maths, but it's not a scary maths. It's really simple. And yeah, you end up with a sock that fits. So I shall pop pictures of those up, like I just said. But I can show you. Finish those ones. Started a new pair. I'm obsessed with this pattern at the moment. I've got at least one more pair that I want to make once I've finished these ones as well. These are working up especially quickly because I'm using a DK weight yarn for these. Most of my socks are done using 4-ply sock yarn, but I happen to have some DK knocking about, so I struggle to find, or rather, not struggle, I have not yet found a nice crochet sock pattern for DK yarn, except for this one, because you just do the maths and it works. I think I need to do about half a stripe of the white, and then I can do the heel on these. And once I've done the heel, they're nearly done, so it won't be much longer before these ones are finished as well, and I can wear them. And they're just, these ones are extra cozy because they're that bit thicker. So I'm having fun. And there are lots of other things that I'm working on at the moment, as you will see, but I am a little bit addicted to making socks again. So yeah, fun times. If you haven't made crochet socks yet, I highly recommend it. I'm going to zip this back up, excuse me a moment. something like that. Anyway, it's a bit full, that bag at the moment, so it won't really zip up properly, but that'll do. Yeah, I know a lot of people knit socks, and I would love to knit some socks, but I don't knit. And I keep trying to learn, and it just frustrates me because you have to move the yarn around so much. I can physically do it, but I don't find it enjoyable, and I can only do basics anyway. I have no desire to learn any of the more complicated knit stitches. So that's why I first started crocheting socks, because I wanted cozy socks too. I wanted to make my own. And there are actually a lot of crochet sock patterns out there, so it's definitely worth investigating. How cute is this mug, by the way? I have had this since I was really small. Yes, I am Jennifer, really. But nobody is allowed to call me Jennifer, apart from my dad. But yeah, I've had this since I was really, really little. I rediscovered it a couple of months ago and I've been using it loads. Nostalgia. Right, what else am I telling you about? Brand new project. Literally started this yesterday. I have a friend who will be having a baby very soon. I think she's due just after Easter. So a few more weeks, not long. But you know what babies are like. Might come early. And so I am, of course, making a blanket. She doesn't need another baby blanket. She's got 2 kids already. She'll have loads in storage. And they'll all be gorgeous, because everything she has is gorgeous. But it's a new baby. I can't not make something. So I'm making her a blanket. I don't know whether the baby is a boy or a girl. I don't know if she knows, actually. I can't remember. And it doesn't matter. I'm just using yarn that I have. And if the colours aren't right, she can gift it to somebody else. I don't mind. It's the thought that counts, isn't it? Yeah, I wanted to make her something, and if she likes it, great. If she doesn't like it, doesn't matter. And this is oh no, stop just talking, actually think. And then talk. This is the yarn that I'm using. It is froze up then, don't know exactly where it stopped. So this is the yarn that I'm using. And it's a gradient cake that has been in my stash for a very, very, very long time. It is a DK weight acrylic yarn, and it was created for the Crochet Society back when Bella Coco was still in charge. So it's been some time. Yeah, this delightful cake, DK, and I think the colour, does it say? That's my phone, I do apologise. Does it say what the colour's called? I thought it did, and now I can't find it. No, maybe it doesn't. Oh yes it does. It's called Sherbet. I wouldn't call that particularly sherbety colour myself, but hey, what do I know? And yeah, this is the pattern. You may well recognise this pattern. It's a very popular one for baby blankets in particular. It is, of course, the Call the Midnight. Oh, I'm really doing well. Okay, camera is being weird today. Hopefully it won't freeze too often. Yeah, really not doing well with my words today. Hopefully that will improve. What was I saying? Yes, Call the Midwife pattern is working up really quickly. This I think literally took me a couple of hours last night. Each row was about 10 minutes. And I always not forget exactly, but I don't do as much filet crochet as I should. I love filet crochet. Technique is so good, you can do so much with it. It always looks lovely, and it's a lot easier than it looks. So if you haven't tried filet crochet before, this is a good pattern. There are so many out there that are really beginner friendly. Excuse me. Oh, I am freezing loads. I might stop the video and start again in a second, see if that helps. But yeah, just give it a go. If it's something you like the look of and you think you'd like to try, there are honestly so many filet crochet patterns out there. Just go for it. Right, I'm going to stop for a moment and restart my computer and hope that the camera behaves itself more going forward. I should be back very shortly. Okay, laptop restarted, camera plugged back in. Let's see how long it can go without any more technical issues, shall I? Oh, dearie me. What am I like? Right, another project to tell you about. This is another new one actually, another one that you hadn't seen last time. I've got that bug. Does anyone else get like that, where you've got a load of projects on the go and you're enjoying them and you want to work on them, but you also want to do other things and you keep wanting to make new things? Yeah, that's happening a lot at the moment. So, oh well. Hey, this one is particularly exciting because so far I have been using my own hand-spun yarn to make this, and I've been making a granny wrap. Now, if you've been here a little while, you may recognise this yarn. It is mostly merino wool with a strand, so it's 3-ply yarn. It's 2 strands of merino wool, 1 strand of bamboo, and the merino is in all these different shades of purple, and then the bamboo is just in one single shade, so there's a sort of mild effect going on, and I've got a kind of gradient. I've got a gradient. I'm really quite proud of the way the colours have worked out. I'll just quickly put it on. I'm not going to keep it on because I'll get too warm, and I'll just do a little snuggle. It's not my best spin. It's been a while since I spun this now. I'm getting better. So this isn't consistent. There were bits where this was really hard to work with actually, because it was over twisted and a bit there's a lot of tension held in the yarn, which is horrible. And it doesn't feel nice either, but some of it is actually really lovely. There are some areas where it's worked out quite nicely. The other problem being that it is the weight of the yarn isn't consistent. So up here it's more or less a standard DK, kind of middle of the range DK weight, and then this down here is getting on for quite a thick Aran. So that has not helped, but overall I'm pleased with it. It's going to be warm, it's going to be cosy. I made something with my own hand-spun yarn. Yeah, I love it. Now I do want it to be bigger than this, and I've run out of the handspun, and I don't have any other handspun that goes with it. My first impulse was to therefore buy more fibre in the same colours and spin some more. I have resisted that urge. I have been good. Like, no, I do not need more. I've got so much fibre waiting to be spun up already. So much yarn in my stash already. I did not need to buy more. So I've had a rummage through my stash. I have found this yarn. This I bought at Yarndale last September. And it is by, caked it up now. Oh, of course I've done it in such a way that you can't see the label properly. But it's from Madrigal Yarns, who I will of course link below for you. And this is in the colourway Black Forest, so it's also purplish. It's not the same purple, but I figured it will do. Doesn't matter, this is only for me. Doesn't have to be an exact match, it's just to make it bigger. I've got 2 cakes, as you can see, of this, so hopefully plenty to work with. This is a 4-ply yarn. I'm going to try holding it double. Let's see if that makes it thick enough. That should make it a DK weight. If that's not thick enough, I might try like chaining it, if you know what I mean. So basically making it 3-ply, working with it held triple, essentially. That might make it too thick. So if double doesn't work and triple doesn't work, I might have to find something else to hold with it. I do have a really, really gorgeous skein of lace weight yarn, which would go in terms of colour. Don't really want to use it on this, it's too special. And I know you're all screaming at me going, just use the special yarn, because otherwise it'll stay in my stash forever. But this is kind of just, don't get me wrong, I love it. This isn't a special project. This is I want a shawl to wear around the house. I wanted to use a hand-spun yarn. It's not, I shouldn't say this. Don't listen, Granny Rap, I love you. It's not worth the lace weight. So we'll see. I will see how I go with these. Hopefully this will work. I'll report back next time. Right, let me put all this away and I will find the next one. This is a sock yarn, by the way. A standard merino and nylon combo, and it would make gorgeous socks, but I deliberately bought 2 skeins of it at Yarndale so that I can make something bigger. And yeah, I think it'll work. I think it'll work quite nicely. We shall see. Okay, here is an update on what has until recently been known as my rainbow shrug. I'm renaming it. Losing the yarn that it's attached to. I'm renaming it because it's not a full rainbow of colour. And it really, really annoys me when people call things rainbows when they're not. Rainbows have 7 colours, not 5, not 6, 7. So I'm renaming it the Sunset Shrug because it goes all the way from sunset orange through the reds, twisted, through the purples, night sky, and okay, through to a light blue, which is much more morning, but we'll just ignore that. This section here is pure sunset to me. So it is now known as the Sunset Shrug. Last time I spoke to you, I've taken the stitch marker out, but the last time I spoke to you, I think I'd crocheted up to here. So since then, I've done all of that, and that is double width. And I've seamed the ends together to make armholes. And I started adding the border for around the front. I'm not going to put this on for you because it's not at a stage where I want to be seen with it on. But I have tried it on and it fits, I think. It fits well enough, and once I've added this this border, I say front, is going to go around the back as well, that should make it fit even better. The yarn that I'm using for the border, I think I mentioned last time, I was going to go and buy some more from Yarn For You, who this gorgeousness is from. I was going to get this kind of purple colour for the middle, because I thought that would go really well. Again, I have resisted the urge to buy more yarn. How proud are you of me? Normally I'm like, yeah, let's buy it, let's go, let's spend more money. I can't afford to. I spent all my money at the East Anglia Yarn Festival and I have none left. Yeah, so I'm having to be careful at the moment, but that hasn't stopped me in the past, to be fair. But no, I'm being good. So I had a rummage through my stash because I knew I had other yarn that was also a cotton acrylic blend, of a very similar weight. The only problem I had was finding a colour, and this doesn't entirely go. And it is a gradient as well. I think the middle, I've wound it up into a ball now so you can't see the middle. I think it gets paler still, but that's okay, it doesn't really matter. Again, this is just something for me. I have no objection to it being an absolute chaos of colour. It's fun. People don't wear enough colour, especially through the winter months. I go out into town and everyone's wearing black and grey. And it's like, guys, come on. Cheer yourselves up with some colour. It's me wandering along in my cherry red coat. Sticking out like a sore thumb. But I love it. Yeah, all year round, wear colour. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent and I haven't got time to do that. This is not from Yarn For You. This is from Hobby, however you say it. Again, this has been in my stash for a long time, waiting to be used for something. And yeah, the colour doesn't quite go with any of the other colours in this, but it's not too bad, right? It's not too bad. I think it's okay. Hey, whatever, who cares? This was always, I mean, I was going to say it was always a prototype. Yes, in terms of concept, I've been wanting to use this lovely yarn for a long time. My husband Kelvin gave it to me 2 Christmases ago, maybe 3, and it has been waiting to be used. And it is gorgeous yarn and it is special, but the concept has been very experimental, and so just using up stash yarn is absolutely fine. That was really rambly and I hope I made sense. If you have any questions about that, about what the hell I'm doing, then please just ask me in the comments and I will do my best to explain it in a more coherent fashion. Because yes, I'm aware that I am particularly chaotic today, which goes with the name of the podcast, but still. Right. There's one more bag in the basket. I love this bag. I don't know where it's from, unfortunately. My brother-in-law and his wife gave it to me Christmas 2023. And it's just perfect. It's got so many pockets and so much space in it. And I wish I knew where it was from so I could tell you, but there isn't even a useful label, so I don't know. In that glorious bag is my Flower Power blanket. Well, actually the actual blanket's in the basket. But all the yarn and the hexagons that are waiting to be joined are in here. The blanket itself doesn't really look any different from last time, so I'm not going to show you that. I have done a few more hexagons, so I will quickly show you those. And once again, I can't remember which ones I showed you last time, so I'll just pull out a few. That's more than a few, but whatever. Once again, I am absolutely loving the way these colours are working up. Not going to talk about it too much, all the information is over here for you. I love how every hexagon is different. Some of the flowers show up really bright and beautiful and high contrast. Some of them are more subtle, and once they are all joined together, they just look even more stunning, especially because I'm using black yarn to join them. So the colours they get really extra vibrant. My camera still keeps freezing. I am so sorry. I wonder if I'm just moving too fast for it. Slow down, Jenny. There is no huge rush. I will try and slow down. Regain some calm. Oh god, I'm ridiculous today. Okay, nearly done. Just a couple more. This one's gone a bit wonky. I think I screwed it up in the bag a bit much. So this is a really good example of one that is you can't really see the flower. but I still love it. I think it makes for a really lovely effect, and I like that once they're all joined, it then looks like some of them are flowers and some of them aren't. Zip noise, sorry. Especially because I'm not joining them together in any particular order. I'm just flinging them together and hoping for the best. So far it's working out pretty well. Right, do I have any other projects to talk about? Let me check my notes. I've done that one. I do have one more. What have I done with it? Hang on a moment. How could I forget this one? For one, it's in a gorgeous little project bag, which I bought from Crafty Clegg, the very wonderful Jeanette. Last year, I think, maybe the year before now. I don't know, time goes by so quickly. But also, this is using some beautiful yarn, okay, which I've divided in half. It's caked up, so you can't see it's the skein, but look how, come on camera, okay, I'm back. Look how lovely that is, more purples. Everything's very purple at the moment. This is from Blue Fern Yarns. Shannon, I believe, and her partner. And this is their Halloween colourway from last year, which I bought at Yarndale last September. It's called Fright Night. And I bought it because it was Halloween themed and because I love that yarn. It's gorgeous. And then I wasn't sure what I was going to make with it. I just bought it on a whim. I thought I'll make good socks if all else fails. But then when I was going to... words. When I was planning the trip down to East Anglia Yarn Festival, I was like, right, I need something to make on the way. I need some crochet to take with me on the journey. It needs to be simple. Because I don't want to be faffing around with looking at patterns and that sort of thing, while I'm also concentrating on being on the train and around people and not missing my stop and that sort of thing. So I'm making a pair of fingerless gloves. This is my own pattern. I made a pair from some other yarn last year, which I wear really quite often. That pair is gorgeous, but isn't quite long enough. So I'm making a set of really long ones. The other problem with the other pair that I've made is they go up just a little bit too high across my palm. They sort of go up to about there, which is great for wearing out and about, no good for when I'm crocheting. And I do wear fingerless gloves when I'm crocheting quite a lot, because I get very cold hands. And if I'm sat downstairs in our house anywhere between September and April, it's freezing down there. So yeah, I quite often wear fingerless gloves at home and while crafting. I have not written this pattern up yet. I do intend to. It's very simple. So when I do, it'll be free. I'll do it as possibly my first ever blog post whenever I get to it. But yeah, I'm really happy. I've done something a little bit different this time with how I've worked out the thumb hole, and I'm very happy with how it's worked out. So, and it's, this yarn is so soft. So soft. Is this on the yak base? It might be. Hang on. Let me see if I've got the label handy. I do, and it is on their yak base. So it's 70% superwash merino, 20% yak, and 10% nylon. Most of the yarn that I've bought from Blue Fern, and there's quite a bit now, is on their yak base. I just love how it adds extra depth to the colour. So yeah, this one is almost finished, and then I will make a matching one for my other arm, of course. I've got this much yarn left, and the length is about right, but I think when I've got so little left, I might just finish it. I might just use it all up. I might not. I might keep a bit. I might just do a couple more rows maybe and keep the rest for my scrappy blanket that I'm making using up all my scraps of sock yarn and similar 4-ply wool based yarn. I'm really proud actually of the increases. I had to do increases because once you get past about there, on most people your arm gets a bit wider, and I'm not the slimmest person. But yeah, worked out the increases. I love how it looks actually. I think it looks really neat, really cool. So that's those, and that is all the projects. Zip again. Okay. And I don't know exactly how long I've been talking for because I had to stop and start again because of the camera being ridiculous. But I think it's been about 40 minutes. It might have been a bit longer. So I'm going to stop. This will be the end of part 1, and I will do a part 2 where I will tell you all about the spinning that I'm doing, some incoming. Guess where that's from? And I'm going to very quickly talk about works in progress just a little bit more as well, and then I'll wrap things up. So I'm not going to do a proper wrap up here. I'm just going to say thank you very much for watching so far, and I hope you watched the second video too. I will link it in the description to this one, and it will carry straight on. Alright, I'll be back soon.